Hello everyone, welcome back to Theme Park Parents. Just me today, no Holly, but I do have with me Ruben. Here at Thorpe Park today because I'm going to be doing a coaster marathon where I'll be spending 1 hour at all of these 6 major coasters here at Thorpe Park. Well, 2 hours with Hyperia because it is by far the best one. So we'll be doing an hour at the beginning of the day on that and then an hour at the end. But we'll be doing Soar, Colossus, Swarm, Stealth and Nemesis Inferno, an hour on each to see how many laps I can do. Today is an off-peak day, so it's a perfect day for this kind of challenge. And Ruben will be just sort of exploring the park with his other friend who hasn't been here before, but they came on the same day anyway, so I've got a bit of company on the drive down. Got here about 9:45, so I'm going to go through security check quickly, and then we'll get into the park. Right, time is 10 to 10. We're just heading over to the hold area. Got Hyperia in the distance there. There's quite a few things that could affect my challenge today, such as downtime, crowd levels. Fortunately, Stealth is reopened. Only opened yesterday actually, it's been down for a week, so that's why I'm doing this today. Originally, I was just going to do an all-day Hyperia challenge, but then Stealth reopened, and you never know what ride is going to be last on Stealth with the way things are going with hydraulic launch coasters. So I thought, throw in Stealth today and just get all the other coasters done. But yeah, got to do 2 hours on a Hyperia, as it is by far the best attraction here. Good to see Rush running both gondolas as well, as that often only just runs the one on off-peak days. So yeah, we're going to start off with the rope drop run to Hyperia. So the park hours today are 10 until 5, so we've got 7 hours to do this. First hour will be spent on the Hyperia, and then we'll head over to Soar, Colossus, all the way over to the Swarm, and then we'll do Stealth, Nemesis, and back to Hyperia for the end of the day. I'm going to try and get at least 5 on each ride, that's my target. Hopefully that's achievable. I'm not doing the Walking Dead because it's terrible, and also the throughput's awful because you have to watch the pre-show, so I'm just doing that. And Ruben will be having a more casual day, just doing everything else. Look, we're doing all the flat rides. Will you be doing Tidal Wave?
No, it seems a bit cold for that.
Right. Is that you're just moving forward for some reason? No, not quite road trip yet. What do you mean it's too cold? It's lovely weather.
It's British and wonderful and freezing.
To be fair, the last few days have been great. Today's about 13 degrees and cloudy, so it's not the best weather for water rides. But yeah, time for the rope drop run. Right, 10 o'clock, here we go. Got to do the rope drop run. Need good fitness for this, that's for sure. Here goes Colossus. Here we are in Fearless Valley. Queue line's open dead on time, that's perfect. Right then, first ride of the day on Hyperia. Right, first ride's just been dispatched, about 10:05, so we're pretty much on time. And we are right at the front, so it shouldn't be long at all. And then we're going to head straight, right, I'll be heading straight back round on it. Right, first ride of the day will be on row number 9, right at the back, one of the best seats. This is either a front or back row ride. Middle's okay, but front and back are definitely best. Every time I come on Hyperia, I forget how incredibly good this coaster is. A little bit short, but so good. Amazing world-class elements. So that's ride number 1 done. Heading straight back round again, and we'll go straight on it for ride number 2. Just got to get the ride photo. I'll be collecting all my photos today, and I'll be counting up each ride I do within the photos. So yeah, back round and on Hyperia straight again. So it's 10:15 right now. I've done the first ride of the day. I'm going to do the second ride in the main queue just so I can stick with Ruben and his friend for a bit, and then I'll probably use single rider for the remainder of that hour, try and get 2 or 3 more rides in, get that 5 and then move on to Soar. waited 20 minutes this time. It's 25 to 11 now, and back row again. So, time for ride number 2. Right, we finally got ride number 2 there, but we got stuck at the top of the lift. It broke down for like 5 minutes and it was absolutely freezing. It was windy as hell. The structure was swaying slightly. Nice views though, but that's an experience I've never had before.
That's why I wear a coat.
Yeah, it was an I'm in shorts today, but yeah. That's ride number 2, and I'm going to check out single rider now. Yep, so that's ride number 2 done. And now, hopefully because of the breakdown, single rider will be pretty empty, so I'm going to go straight back round, get on ride number 3, hopefully within about 10 minutes, because it's 10 to 11 now, so I've got to move on to Saw soon. Ah, right, the queue line's shut. Okay, that's fair enough. I think I might be running a couple of test rides. Yeah, so they have shut the queue line at the minute. They're just sending a couple of empties around. It's 10 to 11. I've only got 2 rides done on this, so I won't hang around too long. I'll give it until 5 to, but if it's not open by then, I'll head over to Saw. I've just seen the Thorpe Park app as well, and Stealth is advertised as closed all day. So that's a real shame because that was open yesterday, and I really wanted to get Stealth as part of this challenge. So I'll make a decision later as to whether I do the Walking Dead or just an extra hour on Hyperia. But won't be doing Stealth today by the looks of it, which is a real shame. Right, we're back in operation and single rider looks almost completely empty, so I'm going to take advantage of this. Hopefully get my last ride in before I head over to Saw, and then we'll be back later on for some more rides on the Mack Ride Hypercoaster. Oh yeah, just a couple of people in single rider, and shouldn't be too long at all until we're on. Okay, well I only waited for about 10 minutes there in the single rider queue for Hyperia. Actually probably about 15 minutes. So the time now is 11. My time in Fearless Valley has not come to an end, but is going to go on a halt because it's time to do my second coaster of the day, which is Saw the Ride. Honestly, not looking forward to lapping this for a whole hour. The single ride is one of these queues on Saw that doesn't really get too much of a wait either, so I think I'm going to be able to get a lot of laps in. So let's go to Saw the Ride. There it goes, the 2009 Gerstlauer Eurofighter. It's not a bad coaster, it's got a good indoor section, but it's just very bumpy and rough. Hasn't aged well. I think I might come off the back end of this hour with a bit of pain in my head. I'm probably going to have to follow that with Colossus as well, which isn't going to be much better. But yeah, let's see how many laps we can get in. It's 11:15 now, so I'll do this until 12:15, and then what we'll do is just eat into the spare hour which Stealth has given in order to do that. So yeah, single rider on Saw, hopefully get a few laps in on this. Not too many people at all. Single rider is completely empty, so I should be able to walk straight onto this. Right, yeah, pretty much walked straight on there, absolutely no queue for single rider. Looks like I'm hopefully going to do the same again. Wasn't too rough to be fair, but I'm not looking forward to doing the next 50 minutes of this. The longest thing that takes is actually getting your bag back at the end after the ride. That's probably the longest part about this challenge, which is going to slow my laps down. But anyway, on to ride number 2. Unfortunately, Saw the Ride has just gone down at exactly the halfway point of my hour. So while it's close by, I'm going to do my hour on Colossus, assuming there's no downtime, and then I'll finish my other half an hour on Saw afterwards. But at the minute I'm 3 rides in, so I'm doing pretty well. So yeah, we'll head over to Colossus, advertise on the 5-minute queue. There's no single rider for this, unfortunately, so I'm just going to have to queue in the main queue. Just been waiting 2 minutes and we're already in the station. It's running 2 trains, so nice and efficient. Should be on this and hopefully get a few laps in on this hour. Right, I'm 35 minutes into my Colossus hour. I've done 3 rides, just heading round for the 4th now. The problem is that they've opened up the extended part of the queue, so I'm having to walk all the way around, and obviously the absence of a single rider queue means I just have to wait in the main queue. So I'm averaging about 10 minutes and then a couple of minutes on the ride. I'll definitely hopefully be able to get 2 more in. I'm going to probably push it a bit much if I'm going to ask for 3, so we'll probably reach my 5 target, but I won't get a 6th ride in. Fortunately those Saws back open, so when I've done here I'll head straight back over to Saw and do my last half an hour over there before we get to the Swarm. Right, I've got my 5 rides in on Colossus, and now it's 4 minutes until the end of the hour, so I'm not going to bother with number 6. What I'm going to do is head over to Swarm and do my hour there, because the distance to Swarm is slightly less from the Colossus exit than it is from Soar. So I'll loop round and get the other half of my Soar laps later on, but we'll head over to the Swarm now, which is my second favourite coaster at this park, the B&M Wing Coaster, which opened back in 2012. Said quite a few times before in these vlogs, should be a little bit longer, but it's still a decent coaster. And this one's probably pretty good for lapping, because the entrance isn't too far from the exit, and I should be able to get a fair few in on this. Operations are generally quite good. So yeah, we'll head over to Swarm, see how many laps we can get in. Currently advertised on a 5-minute queue, so hopefully it's just a walk on. We'll get that done now in the hour. For anyone who's interested, of course, we've got the new launch pad area opening later this year. What was previously Amity Beach, not really a massively exciting area because it's just going to be a sitting area, but yeah, there's some updates for you all. Right, over to the Swarm. Now, I'm not a pass holder, so I bought my ticket for today. It was £32, £12 parking, but obviously I've got a couple of guys with me as well, so that helps contribute to it. But yeah, £32 isn't too bad for a day ticket, and I'll definitely get my money's worth out of it today. Unfortunately, I'm right halfway between Alton Towers and the Chessington Legoland Thorpe Park cluster, so I'm just not close enough to warrant buying a Merlin annual pass. Obviously, with the amount of times we come to theme parks, which is only a handful of times a year, it's just not worth it, so happy to pay for an individual day ticket. Right, on this one we'll just take it in turns with each side that I do. I can get a count of what sides I do. Straight into the station, and I'll be straight into the air gates as well by the looks of things, so I'm sensing we're going to get a good number of laps in this hour. Right, I'll join you at the end of this hour with the results. Okay, that's my time on Swarm Island done. I managed 7 laps, which is absolutely brilliant. Had 4 on the right, 3 on the left. Definitely would have been 8, but after lap number 6 there was a bit of a queue that had built up, but can't complain at 7. Just had a quick loo break as I've not actually been today. I'm going to head over to Nemesis Inferno now, see what I can do with that hour. It was sitting on a 50-minute queue earlier, which is quite unusual for off-peak days. It's gone back down to 20 now, so we'll see how many laps we can get in on this. It's not my favourite coaster here by a mile, it's my least favourite invert, but it's part of the challenge. So we'll head over to the 2003 B&M Invert Nemesis Inferno. Looks like queue's just dropped down to 10 minutes, so again my target will be 5 in an hour on this, but the exit is quite away from the entrance on this, so I have to walk all the way around the fencing, so that's going to reduce a bit of time. Also, there's no single rider queue, so I have to wait in the main queue, but we shall see how we do. Time for our hour on Nemesis Inferno. Oh my God, 10 minutes. Okay, that's my hour on Nemesis Inferno finished, and I had 2 minutes to spare and I managed to get 5 rides on it, so I hit target on that one. I'm now going to head over to Soar to finish my hour, which was interrupted earlier by some downtime. So I've got half an hour left on that, and then I'm going to finish the day up just by lapping Hyperia a couple of times. I've only had 3 on Hyperia today, so I'd like to get 5 on that as well. Shouldn't be too bad, even if I have to use the main queue, but I'll probably go single rider for that. Should be able to get through a little bit quicker. So yeah, back over to Soar, which is currently sitting on a 5-minute wait, I think, so I should be straight on. Get my half an hour done on this and finish off in Fearless Valley. Right, in that half an hour I managed 3 more rides, which brings the total to 6 for the, the whole combined 2.5 hours. So that is my time finished on Soar now. It's 25 to 4. Park closes today at 5, so I've got 1 hour and 25 minutes to get a 3 more laps in on Hyperia. Should be able to do at least 2, but I'm hoping for 3. Currently sitting on a 35-minute wait in the main queue, but of course I'll head into the single rider queue. Hopefully that's quite a bit quicker. And yeah, we'll just finish off what's been a pretty productive day with a few laps on my UK favourite coaster. Right, main queue on 35 minutes. Single rider doesn't look too bad at all. I think there's about 5 people in line, and it's just at the bottom of the stairs. So yeah, hopefully won't be too long on this at all. Get a couple of rides in. Okay, so I only waited 25 minutes there in single rider, and now the queue has come down a little bit, I believe, to 20 or 25 minutes. Got row 9 again, so right at the back, but just look who I ran into. Would you believe it? So we're going to hit this ride probably 2 more times. We'll do 3, but probably not, and then that'll call it a day. But yeah, should be able to get 6 laps on this all in all throughout the day, which I'm quite happy with. Well, Hyperion is currently down with high winds. Only been down for about 5 minutes. I'm not sure if or when it will reopen, but if it does, then that'll be ride number 6. Fortunately, Hyperion reopened again after about a 10-minute weather delay, and we got our final ride of the day, which brings the total for that coaster to 6, and total for the day to 29. It's been awesome. It's been fun doing this challenge, to be fair. I've never done anything like this before, and yeah, it's been quite enjoyable. So all in all, did Soar 6 times, Colossus 5 times, the Swarm 7 times, Nemesis Inferno rode that 5 times, and then Hyperion 6 times for a total of 29 rides. Ruben had a pretty good day as well. He had a good haul around everything else.
So I can tell you exactly what I've written, because I wasn't keeping track like you were.
Yeah, he's not a nerd. Anyway,
different kind of nerd.
yeah, it's been yeah, but these off-peak days are perfect for doing this sort of thing if you just enjoy doing that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon.